Hello and welcome back to LCK Challenger League. I am Valdooney. With me is Whoop, and we are getting into the final match of the night. It is T1 up against D plus Kia. This one, on paper, very much D plus Kia favored. We'll have to see if D1 can up the tempo. And
when you hear this music, you know we're taking a look at today's matchups, and you can see the record of these two teams below them. T1 sitting at 1-3, D plus perfect record. The only team remaining in Challengers here in the summer season that has a perfect record, as DRX did drop a game, so they're 3-1. D plus, I mean, D plus. I don't know why I said it like that. They are very strong. I think it was. I'm actually really happy that Rahel played in LCK, so we got to see a taste of what it's like to port a Challengers player from this roster straight into the LCK. Because it does let us know that even though D plus is a very strong team, there's still a significant gap between the Challengers roster and the main roster. But there's an even larger gap between T1 right now this season and D plus Kia's Challengers roster. So
yeah, but Thanatos win to LCK.
Win.
Never. Where is Faker? I'm just going to answer some questions before we get started. Okay, where is Faker? He plays for the main roster, not this one. This is the Challenger League roster. Okay, this is Poby. He is an up-and-comer. He is also born in 2006. So, yes, he is 16 or 17 years old, alongside of Smash, who is about the same age. Where is Korea? He is also in the LCK, the Tier 1 league here in Korea. Here in Tier 2 and Challengers, we have Bout.
Yeah. Where is EasyHoon? We don't know at the moment.
He was on that that replay show we did for LCK.
Yeah. But we don't know where he is right now.
He's probably at home, just chilling out. Maybe he's even streaming. Perhaps he's even playing League of Legends.
Maybe he's in the chat. Maybe he's watching LCK Challengers Global.
Match23.
Yeah.
Forgot the Ian there at the end. It's okay. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, I didn't even...
Yeah,
okay.
there was no Ian there. It was just
no Ian, yeah.
Whitey. Yeah.
Well, Rahel, once again, playing in LCK. He actually is not his first time playing in the LCK. He played previously as well. And Hobei trying to return to form, but I think right now this this team is mostly not the top half
He
of
has
the map.
returned to form.
I mean,
Hobei's been good. Lucian's been godlike. Thanatos has been, you know, above mortal, we could say. Yeah, they've been really strong here.
yeah, I think Bible, obviously a very strong shot caller for this roster. So, you know, it's a team that we expect to 2-0 here. The question is it going to be via LeBlanc? Is it going to be via Aphelios? Is it going to be via Zeri? You know, and what's T1's take here this week against D+? Like, what's their plan going to be? Because it doesn't really get more underdog than this, as we have a lot of D+ Kia fans here, Thanatos and Lucid fans pointing at each other. Or pointing at, yeah. So, the one who it says Lucid is actually saying that you guys can't read that anyways. I don't need to explain these signs. I don't know why I tried.
Yes. Well, D+ heavily favored in this matchup. Definitely the storyline we have coming into this one. They have looked incredible. They are undefeated. They have not dropped a single game. But can they defeat Red Side in game number 1?
Well, maybe. See the Nico ban coming through.
Maybe.
That's not going to be a thing in this series. Will it be, okay, I was going to say Maokai, but it's going to be Yuumi coming through, so we will not be seeing that. LeBlanc panned by D+. I was actually kind of hoping D+ would leave it open and we could get to see how Poby does with it and actually see D+'s answer. Because when you see a stronger team playing against the strongest or one of the strongest champions and S-tier champions, sometimes you can actually learn a lot. But it will not be the case this time. D+ is not given the chance.
T1 gets relegated down to Challenger. That's not how it works. T1 has an LCK team with Faker and Carrion and Owner and
I'm pretty
Zaze
sure this
and
guy's
G.
actually trolling.
Okay. And then they also have a Challenger team with which is their tier 2 team, and they can move players up and down from it as long as they're of age.
Yes.
That's the way it works. That's the system.
Xayah
ban.
Towards Smash. That's interesting.
Smash has played Xayah one time, and he is 0-1 so far this season, of course. I know he's a great Xayah player.
Felios just going to get picked up here, so I'm not really sure about that Xayah ban. Now, what's the answer going to be? Is it going to be a Draven pick? You know, a Lucian pick here? Would like to see something like that. I'm not saying that D+ need that to win, but it's definitely an angle where if you're banning Xayah, I need an explanation. Otherwise, I'm not going to say it's smart. I just don't think it makes sense.
Yeah, well, maybe they want to play really hard engage. Cassante is left open with this. They kind of expected T1 to first pick the Aphelios because Smash loves it, so does Rahel, but they're going to leave that open. They're going to pick Cassante, so I feel like for now, they're still sitting pretty. Let's see how the rest of the draft goes.
Yeah, we'll see a pick here for Lucid, I imagine. They don't need to show their AD carry just yet. Now, if they want to get a duo locked in, they will, of course, have to commit to one or the other. Will be the Milio actually coming through. Not going to prioritize an early jungle here for Lucid, like I said, Juani. That means that there's a pretty good chance that will go over to T1. They can later on pick their counter. As Renekton is just skyrocketing right now here in Challengers, it will be the Renekton Azir.
He is the way.
Yes.
Not way the player, but he is the way of things.
This is not... That's not Azir. Okay,
that's
this
definitely
is fine.
not Azir.
That's fine. I'll take this
that
before I take
though.
Ahri.
Yeah.
Azir's the best of the three, but you're not going to get Lulu now, but that's okay. I don't think you really ever expected you were going to get that in this draft. And is it just going to be Jinx for Rahel? I mean, I think that's one of the best options you've got right now.
Lucian, Zeri, Kog'Maw.
I mean, it could also just be a Draven game.
There are so many picks that you get when you have Milio on your team. Will it be the Jinx?
Yeah, I think it's the best option, but, you know, for a well-rounded comp, if you want to play early game only and kind of try to get a huge advantage, which D+ normally does, then I like the Draven, but I like this one because it's more safe.
It's more safer in the hands of Rahel. He's going to have insane range with this alongside of Emilio. Blitzcrank banned. Blitzcrank, will they ban Nautilus as well?
I think it's pretty smart. I mean, considering they've already shown both of their solo laners and the jungle pool is very wide in this meta. There it is. You're exactly right. Lucid getting thinned out here a little bit, but maybe a ban on the Maokai is the next step here for the side of T1, because this Thanatos could, or this Cassante rather, could be played mid or top. Could be an AP jungle situation. Sejuani, which they could have picked instead of one of these support or AD carry, will be taken away instead. I think Maokai is very strong here for D+. It's going to prevent the Renekton from doing anything in team fights.
Do you like the Maokai skin?
Not really.
Ahri, Azir and Ahri, now that LeBlanc is not allowed, we are just going to go back to Azir and Ahri. Could have been the Corki, but he decided against it. Ahri is just fine. It's not really that super hard engage comp that we see from DK just yet. They do have a decent amount of pick. Wonder how they're going to round it out here for Lucid.
Yeah, this feels like a situation where, you know, I mean, there's so many viable options here for him. Weirdly, I wouldn't even mind like a Xin Zhao here for what their comp is trying to do. But Lulu actually does make it through the draft because they wanted to play more defensively with this Milio, so that's just going to be an easy answer here for T1. They have the Scion, which could be Wild Growth for Engage, but it's mostly going to be used for Renekton or Aphelios.
Rek'Sai, okay, keep dreaming, Ox.
Thresh is good against Ahri. It's a pick-based comp here for D+, but I am worried about what it means for this Renekton, for the Azir. Wukong.
That's
D+
not a champion
just trying
anymore.
to make a play, just trying to make a point here, you know.
Navi played it. Okay, is Navi in Korea? Not anymore.
Is he on the Korean national team? Yes.
Yes, he is. Please not Wukong. Okay, well, DK trying to make it interesting, you know, starting off with a little bit of a handicap before we do come into this one.
What would you like
I mean,
to see,
jokes
though?
aside, they do have, well, Wukong is just not very good right now.
I think he's pretty good in their comp, though, because...
I mean, Viego is open. Viego feels fine.
Yeah, Viego is also good, but I
Could have played Rek'Sai.
I don't like the Rek'Sai as much. I would have liked Viego, but I think Wukong is actually really good because he doesn't need to make an impact 3-6 in this draft. He's just going to be chilling. He's going to be farming. He's going to hit 6. Then he's going to do stuff, and Jinx is going to get excited. If Viego doesn't have the same sort of hard engage, I think Sejuani or Lee Sin would have been the perfect picks for this draft. They're taken away.
Yeah.
Also, Xin Zhao I would have actually liked here, like I was mentioning before. I think he's actually really strong in this draft, but
Zhao isn't on the list, Wolf.
He's not on the list.
We have a list of approved champions, suggested champions. Generally, our teams love to follow the list.
Yeah, Wukong is on the list, even though he maybe shouldn't be, but he is on the list.
He's like at the bottom of the list right now. They're like he's like in relegation right now. We're not sure if we're gonna keep him on the list. So lose it, the best jungler and maybe the best player in all of Challengers is going to make us believers again. Or he will attempt to. And I'm very curious to see how he's going to do. Now he is up against Sion, so maybe he just farms to 6 and he's like, I don't care about the enemy jungler. I'm just going to do my own thing.
I think that might be what he does. Now into Sion, you can do some stuff with red buff, but it obviously is going to depend on the lane prio, which I feel pretty confident in Thanatos having some early control. I don't know if I can really say the same about Ahri into Azir, but time will tell us. But I think post 6, every single objective starts to go D plus Kia's way if they fight it correctly with this Wukong. I mean, what T1 to put together is a solid draft, but this is not about the champions, it's about the players, I'd say.
It's about them players. Let's jump onto the rift for game number 1. I almost missed it. Listen to the fan chant. Now I can hear the Korean casters.
Yeah, because their audio is being pumped to the audience, and then it went through the
it's
fan
gone.
mic. Yeah.
Oh my god. The magic.
How is Valdez's microphone, chat? We were a little bit worried about it.
My microphone is feeling wonderful.
I'm asking chat if it sounds okay.
Oh, I thought I was part of chat. See, I'm right here. I'm in chat.
Sounds clear. That's good to hear. Good at the moment. All right.
Muted. Wistful sponge bobist.
The guy who's muted says sounds like robot. Mr. Destructoid.
You fade out toward the end of your sentences. I guess my noise gate is too high. Probably. Unlucky. I'll just have to talk really loudly all the time.
I'm gonna slide away from you.
Mic is loud and clear. I'll try not to fade off to the darkness.
Clear is on Live Sandbox.
Now it's too loud, Kappa. Kappa.
Kappa. Kappa.
It's the new meta. We don't get it. Louder Swift Rage.
Louder Swift Rage.
See, I'm in the chat. I didn't type, but you know. Pa equals I mean it.
Oh. Okay. All right, so let's see how this early game goes for the Wukong, because that's one of the sticking points, right? Like, what can we learn from our top challengers jungler? What can we observe?
Player.
Yeah, but also jungler.
Okay.
And he's just going to path bottom side here, wants to try to potentially make an impact on this 2v2 where you have the Jinx and the range advantage.
Or just full clear.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to full clear, but obviously he started one part and he's going to finish on the other run. And it's going to be in that area. He's going to...
We need another jungle part. You know, like when Riot's like, we're going to make big preseason changes. And then they gave us jungle pets and nothing changed. Maybe they should add another part of the jungle.
There's like
change the map.
In Pokemon Unite, there's like jungle camps in your base, basically, that you take practically, like as you leave to start the game. Could do that.
Yes.
Bible.
Okay. Not sure why Bible was there, but he's taking a lot of damage. He did have to flash. He was going to sail wide.
Yeah, I missed the beginning of that. I think we all did, but he might have just been backing in the brush or just hiding in the brush, waiting for the reset, trying to leech like some experience. I'm not entirely sure what that was all about, but... So, bit of a quiet one. Bit of a quiet early game here. Scuttle going to be taken by Lucid. Top Scuttle still available, actually.
Yeah.
And he's going to back by 2 longswords and can go to the top side of the map. He does not know that Sion did not take that camp, but
Hook comes in. Remember, some summoners blown here on the bottom side, but those are both on Bible. So Rahel will be just fine, but I say that he is taking a lot of damage down here. T1 trying to keep the 8-game day alive.
yeah, could happen. I mean, it also could be T1 trying to keep it 7 games. If they win both. What if it's T1 2-0? You didn't think about that, did you, Valdez? You didn't predict that. You didn't see
no,
that
I had
one
no
coming.
idea. Smash is just spamming in the brush. They are still here.
Yeah, I mean, Rahel having to back now twice early means that Bible with no sums is just kind of sitting duck. Get that. There you go.
Nice, by the way,
Picked up
not playing for T1.
Nope. Not.
He is one of their mid laners on the Challenger roster. His name is Nice.
I believe he was their academy mid laner for quite some time. It's kind of now graduated as Lucid. Gonna make a pass here towards the mid lane.
Hey, there it is. Wow, that was clean.
Whoa.
Polbey just ended that one as okay. The
2 flash for 1. Hobie does not have teleport though, so it's still worth.
it's like, wow, that was a sick play, and we're gonna let him go.
Yeah, just one more auto would have done it. But at least he was able to hit the orb with deception. Right? Up here, Thanatos not having the best time against the Renekton. Man, honestly, despite our expectations, this is all coming up T1 shaped at the moment. And
What is the shape of T1?
it looks like the SK Butterfly. That's their SK Telecom.
No, they're T1.
But they're SK Telecom owned and sponsored.
True.
That's why the SK Telecom Butterfly is still part of the logo.
I see.
Just saying. All right.
Learning stuff every day. Wow, that was sick. And he goes straight for the guy who has no sums. So free kill. T1 making it happen. The charm is going to hit, but Forrest getting pretty low. Doesn't matter as you're going to pick it up. As Poby's getting low, he's going to sweep up the Ahri, but Forrest is like extremely, extremely low.
I mean, he's
not
extremely
flash.
flashless, so he is also going to be dead. That's going to be a kill going over to Rahel.
Rahel picks up the kill.
Forrest is going to get some heals.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, technically a win in the team fight here for D+, but Bout sets this up really nice, gets the kill here on Emilio. Polbey, though, on the edge here, doing a lot of damage. The Orb Deception is pretty big. Hits the charm here onto Poby, and then now it's just a shooting gallery for Rahel. Has
They
enough
killed
mana.
Emilio, who's not level 6.
Yeah.
And has no summoners.
If
They
they
used like a Scion Q, a Flash Flay, a Hook, right? There was a lot of stuff thrown into Emilio.
If they actually kill the Jinx, then it's a totally different scenario, but
Yeah.
he has plenty of mana and he's going to hit from range. And the charm was pretty good there onto the Azir, obviously, from Polbey. So, what looked like a good situation for T1 quickly becomes the opposite.
But
Got the
Aphelios did get the Drake, or the First Blood, and T1 got the Drake. So it's not all tears for T1. Although, definitely could have been better. Nice follow-up here from DK, who... They're keeping things interesting for us, you know? They've been dominating a little bit too hard, so they decide, Bible doing that as well. As he's trying to keep Flash around, that's going to be the ult on, and Flash on over, Smash once Blood. And, well, he'll at least trade his summoners for Bibles, which isn't the greatest trade, but he at least chunks them out, and maybe he's going to keep control of the lane.
They're just going to send Rahel home one more time, maybe, is the plan. His third back of the game. He is the one who's healthy, but we'll see how long he can maintain that, as they do not have 6 just yet. And over here on the top side of the map, we do see Dahl coming over to try to deny this Rift Herald, or support, rather, the take of the Rift Herald, excuse me.
He's going to take it away from his teammates.
He will
He's
pick
like,
up
it's
some
my
loot.
eye, Smork.
He will minimize the local gold picked up.
Excellent.
No 300 for you, that'll be at 200. And
Lucky.
sharing the gold. Now level 6 is hit here for Rahel. Bible has been able to passively heal up a little bit. And they were actually going to take a back timing here, it looks like. See what he ends up picking up at this point. Nice dodge. And I think Bible still wants to back here, but I think they're going to stay. As Lucid does have level 7. No flash, unfortunately, but is heading towards this lane. So they're going to stay and maybe see if when he gets over here, they can make a play. Let the lane push in. Bake a back. I don't know if he's actually going to commit to it. I think it's just posturing to get this Wukong once he clears the blue to come down and make a play. Nope, he's just going to complete it, actually. I'm thinking too deep on this one. And they will also...
3 deep, 5 knee.
Yeah, there's the thinker and the overthinker.
Yeah.
Meme in our chat earlier.
True.
That was the overthinker here.
It's okay. Lucid still farming, still looking to make this Wukong relevant. Will he make it happen? Will he make us a believer here in the chat and in the game?
Well, Thanatos messed that one up.
Yeah, he picked the OP one, but he's up against the one that's recently buffed.
Yeah, the new OP.
Yeah.
It's like a Woody and Buzz Lightyear situation here.
Who wins in this case?
Buzz Lightyear.
But who wins between Renekton and Cassante?
Buzz Lightyear. AKA Renekton.
But, oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's winning pretty hard right now.
He's up 11 CS. It's a very... it's a very large lead. Yeah, it's huge.
In this case, in fact, a flying toy. And, I mean... It's not a situation where, like, remember we saw a lot of Renekton today. We saw that KT series just before this where we did see KT kind of run into Rooster. This situation, I think, going to be very different. I think D+ will respect the Renekton a lot, but what Renekton's impact can be is a little bit less conditional, I think, than Cassante right now. But because of the lack of teleport here for Dahl to buy his... for a drinker, he is going to end up losing a lot of that lead that he had, as well as a plate. Forest.
Still waiting on this.
Trademark Scion gank.
Olbay and Lucid are here, though. So 4v3 currently, but DK not committing to it.
When does Buzz Lightyear defeat Woody exactly? Before they go to Pizza Planet, obviously.
Do you know the timestamp?
No, I don't have the timestamp.
We need timestamps.
But before that, he also does it when he falls with style, with his eyes closed while riding the racetrack in Woody's room. And then Woody loses the bed sheets as well as the pillowcases and all that. And then Andy sleeps with Buzz Lightyear in the bed, and that's and he's just now the old toy. So yeah, very early on in the movie, actually. In fact, just like this early game. For Renekton.
Funny how that works.
Just to answer the question that was posed in chat by Astronalis, who always has good questions. Thank you, Astronalis.
It's a good question.
From Texas.
Thank you. Good answer as well. Yes, he's from Texas, or he likes taxes. I'm not sure. DK gonna pick up this Drake.
To be clear, nobody likes taxes, brothers. That was a silly thing to say.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well, I mean, no individual. Maybe some large
organizations
that govern things. that decide what is
and what isn't as well. They have a lot of power. Sandy from SpongeBob does love taxes. I don't know about that.
I think she loves Texas.
No, we were just talking about taxes.
Okay.
Well, Hobie's gonna get a Leandries. It's gonna be good for like the Wukong and the Cassante. No crown in this game, no Ludens, no nothing like
nothing.
that. No static shiv.
No protection. Not going to be building any of those Zonia's components. It's going to be going straight to Shadow Flame.
Yep, and Lucid, he sat in the jungle. He did take that Drake, I guess, and now he has a Divine Sunderer. Still waiting for him to press his R button.
I mean, if you go Leandries into Shiv, on Azir, I'm like, is that bad? I'm like, not sure if it's bad, actually. It's not as powerful as LeBlanc, but it seems like it could actually still be good. If Sand Soldier's proc it, right? I actually don't know. I've never built Static Shiv on Azir myself, but they proc Ludens, so I mean, I think it actually does. Pretty sure it does. That actually sounds kind of legit. But he doesn't need extra wave clear.
Huge. Smited. Smote from the skies. The damage is large as Dahl is down here.
Yeah. And he might be down 6 feet under if he tries to hold onto this turret for the next wave.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Lucid pressing his buttons. There's the rocket, and Rahel is able to get the alley-oop. Very nicely done. As Dahl did not respect that, did not respect the damage or their ability to dive, so holds on to his flash and just goes down.
Yep. So he stayed. He died. He did. He's going to be back in 10 seconds, but that's a lot of money going to Jinx's pockets. Rahel also will take the entirety of the turret. And while there will be a Rift Herald picked up here on the top side of the map, this will be first brick here for D+. So a lot of extra money picked up across the map. And, I mean, they should be able to drop this down and secure a turret themselves, but it won't be the first turret of the game. And won't ultimately lead to any follow-up or map control, and actually they don't even need it, so that's fortunate. I thought they were going to drop them like, I think you just pushed this one. Yeah. And I think they thought about it, and they're like, oh, we just pushed this one.
So Rahel, he went up to LCK, got some training, and now he's back.
Now he's the sniper.
And now he's the sniper, okay. And he is going to have to carry this game, as both he and Smash are pretty fed at this point. Smash ahead on CS by about 20, but Rahel having the extra kills and the assist. So might just come down to that. I do feel like DK are in a pretty decent spot. It is Infernal Soul. I'm curious to see how these team fights are going to pan out, though. I feel like DK's comp should have a decent amount of control. Might come down to how good Forrest's positioning and ults are. He doesn't even have his first hit yet. What's going on with that Adam build? Still deciding, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a little bit behind, I suppose.
I mean, he's just straight up building components.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. Just wants some more health stack.
Yeah, as much health as possible.
But couldn't afford a giant spell. And as Rahel just going to walk it out. And I mean, this is the Jinx range advantage, you know? It's kind of a known thing. Honestly, I'm aware of it.
He's a space laser, basically.
Honestly, it doesn't feel like T1 are aware of it. But it is quite... Actually, it feels like most of the LCK is aware of it.
The flash on in, and he's just going to cleanse flash himself. That's a good trade, though, for Forrest to get that out of the Jinx. But the follow-up here is pretty nice from the side of DK, as now they chunked them out. And Forrest, you know, he's down an ult, he's down a flash. It's going to severely impact his ability to engage
in this upcoming
in these fights.
In 5 seconds here on this Drake. Now, this Herald will help a lot because it is going to force D+ to focus a lot on it, which should give, naturally, T1 prio. But there's no wave with this, so while it will get the crash, it will be taken care of pretty quickly here. And T1, even with the Herald, are not actually able to wrestle that prio away, I think in part due to the lack of flash and the ultimate there for Forrest. So... excuse me, so T1 may just simply have to give this up, but it is, you know, Infernal Soul, so quite significant to actually have this lead. At least T1 was able to pick up that solo Chemtech Drake to prevent this from being Soul Point. But things looking pretty good here in what was a slow turnaround for D+. I mean, it's not a massive gold lead, only sitting at about 500 ahead, but the Jinx being fed is the biggest problem here. And the Wukong has kind of gotten through this early game very easily, has a pretty massive lead in terms of the farm he's been able to pick up as well. Is going to have that level 11 ultimate now upgraded, ready to go for the next fight. T1 is not able to even opt into this one.
I mean, if they got the summoners out of Rahel and they were able to stabilize and not take a bajillion damage afterwards, would have been pretty nice. But instead, they were in a situation where they didn't have much engage at all, other than Dahl hitting like a massive ultimate or something.
Dahl was not in the
very
vicinity, right? Like, he wasn't that close by, so if he was there, maybe you follow up after that flash cleanse from Rahel, but using the Scion engage like that and not having anything else means that Rahel is just like, I know you can't do anything now, and I've lost both sums, but I will turn it into big damage.
Large.
Large.
And it looks
If
like
true.
Forest finally built that item, the Jack Show.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that item. Is it Jock Show or Jack?
I think it's Jack Show. I mean, look, we all say Sivir, so anything goes. Yeah, like Jack Show's name.
Makes sense. It all lines up. Thanatos hasn't really been doing anything this game. He had to lane against Renekton, then all the fights have just been kind of done and dusted before he really had to do anything. So he's just kind of chilling. It's like sitting here farming a side lane, being a Cassante, not pressing buttons. Unfortunately for him, he just get poked out a bit here, as that Q not going to land. Seems like they were aware that Forest was around.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly,
like he's aware.
Yeah.
And we're just going to hang out a little bit more. For DK, I mean, they have a pretty fan Jinx. They have a very nice composition that has a good amount of engage, pick potential, front to back. They're in the lead. They have one Infernal Drake, so no need to take any risks for them. They're just going to wait for the next Drake.
Oh, getting those souls. Stack them up. That was a good catch by observers, you know, very satisfying. I don't have faith that T1 can coordinate these fights properly based on what we've seen so far. They do have the items required now, like Jack Show's 2-item Aphelios. Okay, no secondary item for Moby just yet, but it has been a lack of map control, has been a low impact Scion here, and Forest has mostly just been a battery for Rahel's damage stat, which at this point in time, if he continues at this pace, will be insanely high at the end of this game. And without Prio, without setup on objectives, the Azir feels way worse. The Renekton is not able to actually threaten this Jinx. And in the window where Jinx has had both summoners down, they've been able to do nothing. They're trying to find a window now, but what is this?
Good question, Wolf. I'm not sure either. Forrest's going to take a massive chunk of damage. He's incredibly tanky. That last rocket nearly going to get him. Nice block here from Dahl, as the hook also barely going to scrape Thanatos' cheek. As we still have a minute 30 until the Dragon, actually. So
yeah.
I was kind of surprised that they were going for that. If they win a big team fight, then yeah, maybe they can take Baron. But
they also, yeah, they just kind of
Mary.
opted into losing Scion's Flash and Ultimate before this objective, which will be, both of those things will be relevant. Obviously, the Ultimate is going to be a backup in time, but the Flash will not. And
should have gone Ghost.
I guess you're right.
It's like Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Going Ghost!
I actually don't think I've ever watched that TV show even once, but I know the promos where he says, I'm going Ghost, so I am familiar with it.
Honestly, I'm aware of it.
Honestly, I'm aware of it.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird situation for T1 where they're really trying to force a lot of plays. Like, I think it's part of the reason why they went for the Scion jungle, right? And Forest feels like, okay, I have this onus on me. I have to get something started, but like, you can kite back so easily with Melio Jinx, and you have incredible range that you see it coming from a mile away, especially from the position they're in this game. And it feels like with Jinx Aphelios, you're really going to be hoping that they kind of make their way into you, and you would like to kite back, but again, it just feels like, you know, it's almost like you're both playing TFT and you both went for the same comps, but one guy just got a little bit luckier, or he like rolled better, and he kind of just has the higher ranked stuff, so he's just going to win at the end of the day.
I mean, it does ultimately kind of feel like that, right? Now, Lucid has Flash ult, so of course with his Warriors Trickster as well, so he can engage from a very far distance away, and the follow-up is insane. So the positioning here for Smash has to be very good. And so far, so good on that. Speaking of, is he is behind the front line.
Risky, really trying to look for this pick onto anyone.
I mean, the Jinx range is so high that he can actually just free fire at Forest over the wall. As Rahel is just like, if you guys are going to play neutral, I will eat those health bars. So how long are you going to wait to engage? And all the while, Lucid is just waiting for his flash engage on top of Smash. If Smash dies, there is no follow-up damage here, really. I mean, the Azir is just too fragile. You lose either of those carries, it's just not going to be a fight you can win against the massively fed Thanatos. As he's going in.
He's going Ghost. He's going over the wall, and Forest is going to be just fine, but he takes a massive chunk, and here's Lucid looking for that pick as, okay, big heal onto Forest. He will be okay for now, but again, just keeping him at arm's length. Wow, I can't talk today. Arm's length. Thanatos does pull him over the wall, but then they just kite it out. They poke him down once again. There's the charm. That is a dead Poby as he gets Gale Forced on, and Polbey is looking for the POG in this game. He might just find it as he continues to get aggressive and land these charms. That is another Infernal Drake here for DK.
Yeah, Soul Point now, and with the next wave of minions here, with this reset for T1, I think they should be able to take out this turret as well here in the mid lane. They're actually going to hang around. Remember, Bout used his flash previously. This is not where you want to be as T1.
Don't hang out here. This is like, oh, flash charm so clean again. Polbey, he is on something today as a double knockup right as Stall TP's in. And I don't know about the decision in the first place, but it really feels like T1 are grasping at straws here. DK, they want to take this game, and they want to take it fast.
Certainly are going to, man. If this continues, and we're already 25 minutes in, it feels like this game is just constantly like a snowball rolling down the hill here for the side of D+. Is this pick here onto the Azir is exactly what I was talking about, as Flash here is followed in Bout also having to flash after using the Lantern, unfortunately unable to save the Azir used by Smash. And then they decide they want to try to stay to save this turret with no health bars because they have the TP from the Renekton, but it's just a bridge way too far, right? And the teleport is so late that they actually get engaged on before he comes through, which just makes you feel like this wasn't ever even really the plan. It was just a reaction. And you can't be playing like that. You have to be willing to lose your turret. Now they're going to try to take Baron. This is crazy.
Well, they went one bridge too far, so it's better to, like, if you've already gone that far, you might as well go over the next bridge as well, because they went a bridge too far, and then they went, like, a bridge over that as well. They're like, okay, we just lost a huge team fight. We're so far behind and lost the Infernal Drake and our AD carry. Let's go for the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the idea is if you keep going far enough, you'll loop around the globe.
You know, eventually.
I think what's more likely is they will loop their way around to game 2 at this point. As
at least we will. I don't know if T1, you know, they might have to show up a little bit better there in the second game. Although, to be honest, they're kind of being choked out here. Like,
I mean, the early game was pretty good for T1. Like, they played it well. They handled the first objective well. It was that first fight where they committed into the Jinx, right, where they lost the fight and gave over the Drake, where things started to fall away from them a little bit. But, I mean, starting this up without even having your Renekton here, when you don't have Cryo, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what they expected here, but maybe they're, I mean, look, they're the challengers team of T1, who does oftentimes try to sneak Barons, and usually the LCK T1 team has a lot more control, or at least a lot more vision control while doing so. This was not the case here for the challenger squad, and now they find themselves 8,000 gold behind.
Just a giant Hail Mary. Like, they did get kind of crushed on the last one, so they just say, well, let's try it, I guess. Hopefully they don't see us. DK, though, they have vision. They see it happening, and they take him down. So DK, they are going to enjoy the Baron buff and a big power play from here. How will they use it? They're going to put Polbey down on the bottom side without TP. And half-heartedly push for now.
Half-heartedly pushing. But, hey, we got a lot of gold to stack up here. Death cap's already done for Polbey, so he actually hits really hard on the turrets, and
actual damage RE build.
Yeah.
You're this far ahead, might as well. That's my hand.
Oh. I thought like some sort of weird like beatboxing video was playing behind the Observers League of Legends client.
Yes.
All this would just happen as
my hand
bump into the beat of this game.
Yeah.
Well, there is no good news here if you are a T1 Challengers fan. If you are a D+ fan, take solace in the fact that all they really need to do for checkmate here is to walk away in 1 minute to the Drake and take it. As Forest, you are not allowed to be in your jungle. You
yeah,
cannot
generally,
be here.
As a Scion, you're feeling okay, but gotta be careful about that Jinx, who is also incredibly fed. and now has four items.
Yeah,
Four
for
items.
the Drake fight.
That's not a Jin, and even she has 4 items.
No, it's not a Jin.
Because Jin loves the number 4.
Yeah, but
So does Rahel.
but it's also not Jin, so that's a problem because that means more relevant champion that can actually do really big damage in the team fight.
Yes. We're gonna Shirelia's around.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, might as well. And that's a hook.
Good luck killing the Cassante. Luck was not on their side.
Yeah, they got about 5% of his health down. The Leandri's here on the Azir actually healed him. Thanatos just got shielded on his way out.
Zap actually somehow going to connect with Smash. It's kind of wild. His positioning is good here, but
Red-white.
Lucid in the flank position, ready to flash ult. Watch out, Smash.
Zaps that are coming out. Like,
Smash.
what is happening?
He doesn't know about this.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Oh,
Oh,
the
God.
lantern check, but it misses. Oh, no.
Oh, They found him.
That was what it would be like if we
It's
were
actually
Korean
fine.
casters.
Yeah. Well,
Now you guys know.
Far as. Oh, pull bay!
But Lucid!
Pull bay!
Lucid on Smash!
Oh! Quadra kill! No, it wasn't a quadra. Okay.
Double!
And they got it. They did it. They won the fight. DK was always going to win the fight.
I've always wanted to do that, actually.
Man.
We always joke about how we could cast like Korean casters, but we never actually go through with the bit.
What is this shouting? Straight up on God has no idea what's going on. Sorry, buddy. It's okay. We're there. We're here. 10,000 golds. They got him. They killed him. And it was, I don't know. It felt like a team diff. Like T1, they had angles. They won the early game. They got first blood on Aphelios, and then after that, nothing happened. They just couldn't get any fights on their turf. That was the end of it. Down goes the Nexus, and DK's gonna win. GG!
All right, sorry, I just had to go through the bit all the way to the Nexus falling. That's why I was just being quiet and letting you actually do the real analysis, so I could say GG.
Yeah. We have to sync it up as well. So, Wolf, what does T1 have to do to crack this shell, the hard shell of the DK that have not lost a game yet?
The problem was they give Milio over, and D+ is actually thoughtful enough to know that Milio Jinx is actually broken into Aphelios. And Jinx did, like I said, she was on par for some big damage. Big damage.
Oh, we got to vote.
Yeah, well, I'm voting for Jinx, I think. Although, like...
Voting for Full Day.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to join you.
It's like...
I'm actually going to join you.
So, you know what? Like, Rahel did a fantastic job. If he wins, I'm not mad at all. And he might win. Like, he sat there, he spaced excellently, he used his summoners perfectly, he never got caught, he was great, but Pulbay kind of like did all the picks where it kind of got the ball rolling for DK in all the fights.
Also, Lucid was constantly threatening, even though he didn't do that much damage. Like, his positioning was super oppressive. Like, it was really hard for T1 to actually close in on objectives, but I mean, the early game was pretty good for T1, right? We talked about it until they made that one mistake on the first Drake fight and gave over those 2 kills. And once you lose tempo against D+, like, there's no coming back. And I think that while I like the T1 draft in isolation, if you're playing Aphelios into Jinx with Milio and you're trying to, like, walk Sion in for engages, it's going to have to be cleaner than that. Like, Forest, I think, came at inopportune times, at weird timings, and D+ were like, okay, thanks for your flash, or thanks for 2/3 of your health bar.
T1 was desperately trying to be proactive and make plays. Maybe a more simplistic comp. Malphite, perhaps. I mean, to be honest, Malphite probably would have made things a little bit easier. I mean, you probably just, like, get a simple flash and then you back away, and it's a little bit less, like, Sion's just out there dying. Pulbay is, in fact, going to pick it up. I thought we would see more 80 carry votes on the Korean side, but perhaps we were the difference maker this time, Wolf. As
Yeah, well,
Yundo would have to let us know.
Yundo will probably let us know, but we were Korean casters at the end, and then we voted like the Korean casters, I guess. So maybe that we are like maybe we'd say unanimous. Maybe I almost made a mistake and voted for the Jinx, but I stayed strong thanks to
I
you.
think that would have been fine.
But
honestly.
like, both of them played so well. But I actually do think I had kind of the damage number made me forget about how much of an impact Pulbe made, and then you brought me back to reality. So I'm not a boom boomer today.
Well, as we all know, we only get 2 votes out of like the 11 or so. So there's only so much we could have done in terms of swinging the vote. So yeah, Pulbe not flanking this game at all. Just straight up dunking on some people. Yeah.
I mean, he did a little bit of flanking between the mid and outer and inner.
Yeah, that was nice.
A little bit of flanking there, but
it was
mostly
good flanking. Yeah,
mostly not flanking.
Yet some say he is still flanking to this day.
It's a fun meme.
Yes, but he played excellently.
Is this the season of D plus Kia? Finally?
Yes.
Is it
yes,
actually
it is.
going to be the season?
This is the summer
of
of D plus Kia. Yes.
Because it's always the season of D plus Kia until they randomly lose.
I think this is the one.
I hope D plus fans, for D plus fans' sake, you're right.
All right, we'll be back, guys, after the break. Hello and welcome back to the LCK. We are here in the midst of T1 versus D plus Kia. We just ate our food in record time.
We are actually officially spicy curry speedrunners.
It was also a little bit spicy, so...
We are spicy curry speedrunners. I ate my curry in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Same with Valdez.
Record time.
It's not that spicy unless you eat it really fast like we did.
Yeah. It's okay. We're going to live.
But we finished all of it, and we can cast the games now.
See the sweat. There you go. That's probably not due to the curry.
Yeah, it's just kind of hot in Korea right now, but
no mayo nuggies today.
There was no microwave for Valdez.
No microwave. You put the mayo on the nuggies and you put it in the microwave. You let the mayo go into the nuggies, and you're good. The tummy aches come later. First, League of Legends.
Yeah. It's going to be like me on my drive home and Valdez on his drive home, where we're going to be like texting each other like, you okay?
Are we going to make it?
But it's time for League of Legends.
Almost.
Actually, yeah, it's not quite time, but it's almost time for League of Legends. Okay, red side for T1. Some red side pickers today, huh?
No subs. Yeah,
except
red
for
side
you
pickers
for lunch.
Now that LeBlanc has to be banned, it feels like there's so many OP picks that even if you give over Aphelios, you get Melio and what did they get? Melio and
Jinx. In this
well, they didn't pick it right away. Like, what was their second
pick? They got
Melio Casante.
Yeah, Melio Casante, yeah.
That's like crazy. Yeah, so it's like, okay, we gave them one, but there's too many OP stuff, so too many OP things. So we're going to get at least 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
And the blue side will only get 1. So that's kind of the balance right now, I guess.
And they didn't get LeBlanc, that's for sure. So
Now that you have to ban LeBlanc.
you ban LeBlanc, Nico, Yumi. That seems like a safe red side rotation where you're just like, well, I get 2 OPs, you get 1. Good luck. See what they do, because red side, you know, I mean, it's getting better. It's getting stronger. You also potentially have counter pick. Squirtle says, I believed in D plus Kia.
What is the Squirtle D plus mean? Is it Showmaker?
I don't know. Is it Khan? Like, he's not even on this roster anymore, but he always wore the weird sunglasses.
Yeah, I remember when we had remotes, when we had remote LCK, we had all the players at home as well. And they did that thing where they had the sunglasses on the interview.
Yeah, I think it's like a Khan thing originally, maybe? I don't know. But it's very cool to see the Squirtle sunglasses drawings. They are very nice. D Plus will continue to ban the LeBlanc. And for Forest's sake, it's actually really kind of D Plus to take the Silent away. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, they're giving him a chance. You know, they're saying, okay, that didn't go so well for you this time. We're going to take it away. We're going to give you a shot.
In general, though, like, to remind everyone, T1 were the team that popularized the Scion level 1 shenanigans in the jungle in the playoffs, and then spread around the world like wildfire.
You make the mayo, which has uncooked eggs in it, and then you put it in the microwave, and it turns the mayo into eggs. There you go. Zayaban again. What is going to be the first pick here? Will it be the Melio?
I think it's going to be Aphelios.
Or the Aphelios?
I think it'll be Aphelios for D plus in this case.
Well, it's a fantastic Aphelios.
The Xayah bans are so, like, strange. Maybe they just really think Smash is so reliant on it right now. I don't think he had really any positional problems last game or anything like that. He seemed fine. It was really the rest of the team that struggled engages where some nice turns came through. So what are going to be the 2 OP picks? Cassante and Melio? Is it going to be just we run it back?
I think so. I mean,
what else is
what
there?
We were just talking about, this is what happens on red side. If you pick it, you're going to get 2 OP champs.
They could have also gone Yumi, Cassante, and been like, we're going Zera Yumi, but they're not going to do that.
Take Cassante, please. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to take it. Don't worry.
Yumi.
Yumi can go over to the Aphelios lane now. Feels pretty rough to play Aphelios, Yumi, into Melio. They could actually just play Blitzcrank, honestly.
Bible has not played a single game of Yumi this season.
Yeah, I don't think he likes it.
Maybe D plus or just on the 5-head level that Wolf is. Yumi's just bad. It's too bad in lane. We can't play it.
I think
we're not going to.
I think it's pretty bad into Melio, especially if it's Melio Jinx into the Yumi Aphelios. Sounds pretty fun.
Well, Yumi's definitely not fun. So Bible says, why would I ever play that? I'm the oldest player on the team. I don't have to do what you tell me.
Play the crank. No, that's not the crank. Oh, that's not the blitz either.
Well, Lucid is insanely scary on the Lee Sin.
Yep. And it has been doing very well in challengers, as we mentioned, and we did see that clip of Lucid destroying Guangdong Freaks with one fell swoop in at like level 3, just killing the entire team. Actually, it was like level 5, I think, but still. It's going to be the Jinx, Melio, so T1 is like, I see that comp, I think I'd like to take it. I think I would like to adopt it.
Yeah. Now, the game was somewhat even going into the mid-game, which is where DK kind of slowed things down. They played it better, they had better communication and decision-making, and we got there. I feel like Ari Lee Sin for Pullplay Lucid could be the difference maker in the early game and mid-game that kind of gets them a bigger lead and doesn't allow T1 to quite play the same way.
Yeah. Blitzcrank's gone. So you took the Lee Sin. Wukong is banned. D plus not going to let them run that part back, as Nautilus also would be banned. And we may live in a world where it's actually just going to be Aphelios Lulu, because that's probably the next best step here, unless they wanted to run. If they really want to force, they could play Leona, for example.
Play a Mumu.
We do not like the Braum here. on this desk.
Yeah, this is not the I love the Braum team. Wolf and I.
We don't
in fact,
actually
are the
enjoy
exact opposite.
Yeah, we
of
don't
that.
really enjoy the Braum, and I don't think we'll see it.
And if you're Ox, you're kind of in this weird middle ground where you're like, I like Braum, but everybody builds it wrong.
Ox is like has the best, like most base take about Braum. So it's so hot that we've gotten to the portable fan meta here, as you guys can see. Maokai. Now this is a T1 special. This is gonna be Maokai Rumble, like the old days.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but it would be really fun. Renekton is still up.
No, Bible!
Oh, no.
We're talking you up.
Slightly less based.
It's okay, if Eliosumi is still strong, you just have to get through the laning phase.
What's it gonna be here? Oh, basic Gragas. Or exactly what you called for the T1's
Malphite.
Draft was missing last game, the Malphite to smash the enemy Jinx, get on top of her. I like this. I like this, but I don't think it's fun. It's weird. I think it makes sense. I just don't like it because it's less exciting.
Just so basic.
I thought maybe they were going to play Renekton, Cassante, and have a lot of fun with that Maokai pick. Nope. Just going to be a battle of poke for T1 with nice front line, trying to break through the Malphite and eventually wear D+ down. And D+ trying to set up peaks very successfully. The Yuumi is kind of a weird role in this because it'll make the Aphelios tankier and make it harder to kill Rahel, but that's not really the point. If you're gonna go all the way down into the Malphite angle, you probably just do lock in the Leona, honestly.
Yeah.
just lock in Leona here and go, no, we're all in all the time.
Should have been a Mumu.
Or a Mumu. That's Bible's trademark pick.
I think that's very good in Temilio, but the Mumu's great.
More fun than Yuumi.
Definitely. And Bible has yet to play Amumu or Yuumi. This is going to be his first game of Yuumi here in 2023 summer. Not sure how to feel about it. I think Yuumi is in a weird spot right now. Hasn't been winning a lot either, but if there is any team in Challengers that can make it work, it's DK.
You know, Monty and I were talking about this on the show this morning, Monty Wolf.
Yeah.
Just a little plug.
Little plug. You can watch me play Amumu on my stream, by the way.
Yeah,
Just
check
saying.
it out. But we were saying how Keen is like the only Malphite player in the world, and it became like a huge meme on the show. Let's see if Thanatos can actually pick up a W. See if he can actually pull it off. All right, I trust. I think he can do it.
Thanatos.
Yeah, I think he can actually make it happen. Because Keen's, you know, basically the only one else otherwise who's winning with this champion.
Okay. I think he's good enough.
I think he can do it. I trust.
I think it's a better matchup into the Cassante. I guess Renekton's fine too, actually. It's fine. It's good. Okay,
It's
let's jump on the rift here for game 2.
Clean.
No fan cheer this time.
Yeah, the T1 fans went home after the first one, huh?
Well, DK did a fan cheer as well last time.
Maybe we just didn't get the crowd mics in.
We just didn't hear it. It's fine.
Well, got some
well.
cut downs, you know, a little demolish up here in the top lane. Malphite, demolish, always a funny one to see, but
The Yuumi Gathering Storm, the Lehens meta.
yeah, getting stronger as we go. First pick for Bible, first pick for Thanatos.
Thanarok.
All undefeated across the board for the
Rakatos.
other ones.
Yeah. They have not lost a single game
Yet.
How long will it last?
Until playoffs where they inevitably will fall and it'll be another DRX championship.
How about Nongshim this time?
I'd be down.
Bring it back. It's like the summer of Nongshim now.
Yeah. Another roster to look forward to in 2024 for that org, huh?
I think Bible cares. I think Bible
I don't
gives
think
a
he does.
Single care.
What?
Bobby
No.
Smith used to say that. Like, I'm not going to say the bad words, so I'm just going to say he doesn't give a care. Good times.
Yeah.
I think Bible thumps.
That's a hot take right there. I don't
know how to feel about that.
I actually don't think he does.
There was a, did you ever play Twisted Metal?
Yes, of course.
You remember Thumper? Yeah. Yeah. Knock up, miss. Thanatos doesn't give a care.
I don't think he gives a care. I heard they're making a new Twisted Metal.
Oh, I will play the care out of that.
Time for you to buy a PlayStation, Valdez.
That's never going to happen, actually.
I guess
Never
you're
mind.
not going to play it.
I guess I'm not going to play it.
That might not be exclusive. It might not even be real. I heard a rumor.
I wish I could play Gran Turismo. That's the one game I want to play, but I don't own a PlayStation.
That's okay.
Patch. I will direct your eyes down to the bottom left of the screen where you can see that it is
panel.
patch version, or ver., 13.11.
Yeah.
He's got the thinking emoji. He's like, 13.11. That's the patch. That's what we're on.
Let's talk about Smash
Video
backing.
games.
Picking up an early call.
Okay. But he got it later than Rahel.
Yeah, because Rahel started the call. He did an early recall here to pick it up. About gonna hold the wave. This is not unlike what we saw from Rahel in the previous one, although he picked up 2 long swords, skipped the call, cutting out the middleman.
Thanatos about to show Cassante the power of rock TM.
I don't think that's trademarked, but
Yeah, sense of community is here in our Twitch chat. Sense of community. Isn't the regular LCK on 13.12? No.
no,
No, it isn't.
not until next week. And by next week, I do not mean Wednesday. I mean the following week, so week 4.
Also, challengers will be on 13.12 as well. So if you're a guy who's like, oh, there's this really cool thing on this patch, I really want to see Ivern, he's going to be enabled probably, go ahead and watch us next Monday.
Yeah.
Because that'll be the beginning of the week, and challengers gets 2 days, not just 1, but 2 days where you get to preview the patch, and then you can go into the chat on Wednesday on LCK, and you could be like, guys, I saw this in challengers. This is the new meta. This is the way the Koreans are playing it. You could be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all kind of already are because they're already here, but I appreciate the shill. I'll take it. I don't think we have to sell to this guys. Now, tell your friends, though. No, not yet. Tell your friends, though, that they should be here because they're not here right now. That's a problem for them.
Go on MySpace. Post on your MySpace.
Orchid. What? Yeah, Orchid, the social network. ICQ.
The movie?
No, not the movie. Get on Dig. Let people know.
Yeah, get on Dig.
Get on that new Lemmy
Get on
site.
Pinterest.
You know that Lemmy site where everybody's like really hyped for it, but still pretty small.
A lemming site?
Lemmy. Okay, it's a new thing.
It's where you're a
I'm a
lemming?
hipster. I know about it. It's not that big yet, but it could be a thing.
Make
I
sure to
don't know.
spam on Cacao chat. You know, make it your
Yeah.
Cacao status.
I won't spam Cacao chat, but I will do Cacao talk myself when I get the word out. Lots of pings, very angry pings. Everybody chill out, T1. Just have to ping once, you don't ping 7 times, man. Use your words.
Sometimes it's good to ping. Post about it on FM Korea and get insta-banned. Yes, good, good. You could try Reddit too, but it's probably not league related, so don't do that.
What? The LCK Challengers?
Yeah.
I think it's league related.
No, I don't think so. Not according to the league subreddit. Not a spicy take here. They've made it pretty clear.
I do wonder why on the League of Legends subreddit it is not possible to have. Okay,
Poby,
just gonna kill him.
What are we doing here? Okay, he has Spirit Rush. He's
That
got
was
another
a-
one. Oh, he's actually totally fine.
That was a passage
Interesting.
of play that happened. And Forrest no longer has Flash. I want to see that again, actually. Because I feel like there is no world in which Poby should have been able to just get out like that. Once Poby hits the ult,
I think he used his shuffle, right, to get in. And
Yeah,
he used his Emperor's Divide, so he had no way to chase afterwards.
just not enough damage. Yeah, he's too far away.
Instant Charm means that Forrest can't do any damage on the follow-up.
He didn't get to smash him. That's like That was almost picture perfect, but the angle he took to maximize the range, even though it's a targeted ability on Maokai, means that the follow-up is just not there from Poby. By the way, you know, you guys just saw it, but like, no flash, survives, gets a flash. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. I guess we can say he's back.
He was casting Q, but it got canceled.
Ah, so the charm interrupted his Q, yeah.
Yep. He must have wanted to play on harm mode with this draft. I think the draft is fine. Here we go. We get a play up on the top side. Dahl looking to get on top of Thanatos, who just ults away.
And that's coming from a Lucid fan. But they wanted to play on hard mode with this draft.
Oh.
And he's still a fan of Lucid.
I mean, T1 definitely got a lot of power picks, right?
Yeah.
So that is fair.
I watched LCK yesterday when I got home. Like I didn't obviously watch the entire, like every minute of the entire day of LCK. It was very short. I got the clip notes, but did anyone pick Red Side yesterday? I don't think so.
I do not believe so.
Maybe
I also missed it. I was also off.
Yeah, so I
went
don't
to a
think
cat
anyone picked Red
festival.
Side, but I do wonder, like, seeing how T1 has drafted this and how D+ obviously drafted Game 1, I wonder if it will become a more popular option just because of all the power picks like that you were talking about with LeBlanc being so relevant. So I am curious about that because that's like the one takeaway from me from Challengers today so far, where I'm like, oh, actually, Red Side could be good.
Not much else to take away, I guess, today, Wolf.
I mean, D+ were dominant.
Yeah,
They're good. KT is really not...
Why is this bot lane getting bodied so hard? Like, there has been no effect on this lane, really, right?
Yeah, also
no
it's
ganks that I
Jinx
missed
versus Aphelios.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why did they lose 3 turret plays?
I mean, also in the previous set, you know, Rahel was having problems too as Jinx. Jinx just not looking great in the lane, maybe, but it just feels like naturally you should have a little bit of power here with the poke that you have.
It was Aphelios Thresh in the last game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're kind of getting dunked on. This is very natural. Like, there's not a lot of outside influences.
It must just have been,
home.
I mean, I'm guessing a lot of crawling projectiles connected, and Rahel used his Calibrum aggressively early, and now he has Inferno, which obviously is one of the Aphelios' strong points when you're pushing lanes because you can clear the wave really fast, but looking at it, it's a 600 gold lead.
They should have made Gravitum stun.
Nah, I'm gonna say
They should have given him some
no.
HP scaling on top of the AD scaling as well. I think they should have made him a bruiser.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna have to push back on this one myself. I'm gonna say I don't think so. But
Okay.
you're entitled to that, you know.
I'm gonna ask Freak. I think he would agree.
He has made some interesting decisions as of late. Most of which I like, by the way.
Yeah.
But not all of them, but most. As Thanatos, like I said, Malphite Demolish doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, cha-ching.
Ching! Nobody says that anymore.
Yeah, nobody says
You're
cha-ching.
kind of showing off your age by saying that, actually.
Nobody says cha-ching anymore. What do people say? Something, something stacks, bread.
Get that bread.
Something about yeast, I guess. I don't know. That was,
Did they say anything about yeast?
well, I mean, like, how they make bread without it? Doesn't make sense.
I mean, it could be flatbread. The yeast is just there to make it rise.
I know. But, like,
Yeah, so you can make
flatbread,
bread without
I just don't think
yeast.
the kids are referring to flatbread when they say get that bread. Because most people don't really eat flatbread.
I mean, it was a popular thing at some restaurants for a little bit there. Not gonna name any names.
Yeah. But I think it has fallen off substantially at said restaurants that you will not name, that I will also not name.
Who won the second match? Welcome back, Live Jiv. It was...
Spoilers.
I definitely remember our second
was
match.
Hanwha Life.
Yes, it was Hanwha Life Esports 2-0. Now you can check your bets. I know why you're here. You specifically. It's fine. Do what you want.
This bottom lane lead is like compounding, actually.
Is pizza just flatbread though? With some toppings?
I'll say no. I don't think so.
Yes, so about the bottom lane, the lead is compounding.
Yeah, it's getting bigger.
Is it exponential?
No, it's kind of linear, but he picked up the Cole first. He got his Gale Force, the skipping Kraken Slayer in this case, in this game. Wants to have more mobility and some additional follow-up because it's going to be played like a big comp. So the Kraken Slayer damage, like you're not looking for the longer fight where you're proccing Kraken Slayer repeatedly. You actually just want to kill that guy ASAP, whoever that guy is, whoever's getting caught. Preferably the Jinx or the Azir. So Rahel is itemizing correctly here, I think. I really like this.
Yeah. I just want to point out, Wolf, it's a very rare occasion, but YouTube chat is having a legitimate discussion about gameplay. It's happening. They're actually talking about the game. It's insane.
And it's like actually a thought-provoking discussion.
Yeah,
about Jinx
I really
Aphelios.
like it. It's crazy. But it's actually happening.
Well, it's
not Twitch chat. They're not talking about it. It's a flat bread, which is okay. It's challengers.
Yeah, as long as it's positive.
Yeah. Don't be mean.
Don't be like Match23.
Don't be like the people that I timed out for 600,000 seconds.
So anyway, T1 gonna get this Drake, tie us up 1-1. I'm feeling it's gonna be Mountain Soul because we haven't had that yet today. Could be the last game of the night.
Feeling Ocean, actually.
Ooh, that's
I don't know why.
call. That's a good call.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We also haven't had that. Smash is taking a bit of damage, gets him Moonlight Vigil to the face, just getting poked, but he has a bunch of healing and help from his teammates. It is Ocean, actually, as nice little sweep comes in, but Rahel is full health and full damage is coming out from him, and DK, they get the, they lose the Drake, but they are getting this fight in a big way. They take down 2, make it 3, actually. Members, the bottom lane, T1, Smash and Bout just run away, and they're even going to get a full turret in mid as well, Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, they have so much damage here with this wave of minions coming through, and I mean, I'm a little bit surprised Bible is not detaching to add to the DPS here, but to each his own, I guess. There he goes. Thank you for listening, Bible. For this fight here, like, look at Rahel. Where is the commitment to killing this Aphelios? How is he able to actually just be over here
Just
amongst
hanging
5 people? Like, he's legit just chilling. Like, he's
just hard chilling.
And like by the time he gets pushed into this Emperor's Divide, like Smash is like, don't push him into me, man. I'm actually, this fight is over, dude.
He was hitting Smash the entire fight, and then Poby's like, here, have a little more. Like, here, I can get you closer. You're hitting red-white soon, right?
I actually think there was a legit angle for T1 to collapse on top of Rahel. Like he was.
It was a very disjointed fight.
He invited himself over. Like,
yeah.
He wasn't
He
even
didn't even
allowed
bring
to
a
be
gift.
there. Yeah, he had no clearance. And yet he entered that zone.
He just walked in the front door. Yeah. Meanwhile, like, it was very disjointed from T1. Forest was in the pit, and everybody else was very far away getting zoned. And Forest wasn't even getting... Oh, okay, they saw him backing here. The lingering vision, gonna catch Poby off guard. And he will get away. The charm not to land this time.
Okay, I have 2 questions for you, Valdez. Do you think Poby is a Pobelter fan? First
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he has no idea who Pobelter is.
Okay.
Anto says no ult, actually.
Yeah, it's coming back up if you can buy enough time.
Yeah.
Actually, they could turn this, too, if Force sticks around. Second question is Poby a cute nickname for Pobelter?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it
No
is.
further questions.
And last week we were casting them, and I was like, you know what? Probably named himself after Pobelter, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, there's no way he even knows who he is, even though he should. I mean, it depends, though. He's very young, right? So, and Pobelter was...
Pobelter was like the very old age of like 25.
Yeah.
Actually, might even be younger than that. I'm not even sure. But yeah, I mean, Poby was probably like 9 years old when Pobelter was,
Like, not even an over-exaggeration. That's, like, actually right on.
I actually watched Pobelter on the reg. He's one of the streamers I watch when I eat lunch.
Ooh. How's he doing?
Seems like he's doing pretty well.
Nice.
Doesn't get tilted too often.
That's good.
That's the kind of streamer I like to watch.
Yeah, I recently on my stream, I made a command that says, I will never tilt at League ever again. And in my most recent stream, I didn't even once.
Really?
Yep. Even though I used to tilt all the time. It works. I just made a decision in my mind. Like I'm just not going to.
I know his Rush has stream titles like that, but it doesn't seem to work for him. Shoutouts to Rush.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he came on our show for the finals last year.
Yeah, that was cool. Got to do the desk with him and with Jung-hyun, or Jen, as some of you Valorant enjoyers might know her by.
Who? Wait, sorry, what?
Jen, Jung-hyun.
Oh, okay.
That's her English name.
Yeah.
She goes by that.
I don't know, when I heard
In the
Jin,
Valorant scene.
I heard...
Not Jin.
Yeah.
Jen.
Jen,
Jennifer.
not Jin. Yeah. Yeah, no, I follow. I know who she is.
Yeah,
All right?
yeah.
I'm cool. I don't know about getting
You're
the bread.
in the know.
I don't know about getting the bread, but I do know about Jung-hyun. Yeah.
Get that bread on God. I just said something.
Please
Yeehaw!
say yeehaw. Okay. Yeehaw. We both did it. We have now finished the obligation.
We have completed your first quest. What is your second quest?
Please, no additional quests. The next quest is a side quest, so we can decide if we want to do it or not.
Yeah, it's optional. That one was the main quest, though. Get some grass on that bread.
We
Nobody
need that
says
to
that.
actually
That's
advance
not a
the
thing.
story. We have to say yeehaw to advance the story, but
No one said that. This guy obviously doesn't read YouTube chat.
well, I mean, it's probably a healthy way to be, but YouTube chat's kind of on point today.
Yeah, they've really come around today. Strangely enough. Pobelter Bay
Kobe safe.
trying to gank
I don't think
Pobelter.
he's safe. Okay, he's safe now.
He was not safe. He was not safe, Valdez. He wasn't safe.
Oh my God.
Okay, he's safe.
Oh.
Okay, Mobster TV. That's a little iffy right there. You better be careful. You might get the 600,000 seconds.
That's his second edgy comment of the day.
Yeah, he's a little edgy. I don't know.
He's on thinner than flatbread ice
Yeah.
right now, I would say.
Frozen flatbread right now.
Okay, top push here for Polbey. He has teleport, and if they can draw this out, I mean, he will eventually get that turret while they're also pushing this mid turret. Like, T1, you need to actually turn off this Drake, leave Forest, and actually punish, or you are going to lose way more.
They're like cool Ocean Drake, bro. And they're not bro, but they're T1.
So an inner plus another inner plus a charge on inhibitor.
Somebody tell
Wait,
winner.
no!
Ah!
Oh man, that stings. So 2 inners plus charge on inhibitor turret for Ocean Drake. Not even Ocean Soul.
Oh, and now they're trying to force a fight.
This is
Yeah, Forest is dead. Trying to go for the flank. And now we got the slows here onto Dolly. He doesn't quite have the activation yet, but he's keeping him around. Does the flash over the wall. Nice little dodge there on the charm. Good zoom in from Mundo as well. Polbey trying to get out, but Cassante, oh, he actually does live as Lucid. He's going to make a flash and doesn't even commit to it. Easy peasy, throws up the thumbs up, and DK are strolling their way to a victory here in game 2.
Yeah, I think strolling is a good way to put it. Is it just back-to-back Polbey angle here? I kind of feel like it is. I kind of feel like
It might
he's
just
doing
be.
it.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of doing
be.
it. I think he's kind of got it. I think I've already chosen him.
He was the chosen one.
Yeah, by me at least. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but...
Well, he was the chosen one in game 1.
So this idea here is not that bad, because if you can actually set up the roots and then get
and
the...
execution.
Yeah, if you can get the follow-up, it can be good, but like, I don't think this UI is necessarily telling this... I actually... Did Azir have ult? I'm not actually 100% sure. I've learned to not trust the UI. I don't remember when he ulted.
Yeah.
If he ulted in that mid exchange, then maybe this is actually a bad idea. But if he has ult and they can actually make it happen faster there, and he has the follow-up, maybe that's actually a, an angle, but it wasn't, unfortunately, in this case.
You're right, Zayan. They just look a little bit desynced, right? Like,
Yeah.
the idea is fine, but the execution is just, like, all over the place. I don't know what happened at T1. They looked great in spring, but maybe playoffs just kind of, I don't know. Like, playoffs and off-season, they were fine in playoffs. They had some interesting strats, but I guess in the straight-up games, they kind of suffered, and then off-season to summer, they're not looking that great. As now we have DK just once again just destroying them under a turret. Thanatos doesn't seem to care. He might actually die here as he is kind of left to the wolves. There's the knockup, but he's getting healed right now as he is somehow still alive. You've got to be kidding me.
Look at Lucid, man, trying not to crack up.
Oh, man.
Lucid's trying not to crack up. As
Lucid's
the
having a great time.
Yeah. Okay, this is maybe the beginning of the end of the game here. Is
a bridge too far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a good try.
Yeah, good effort.
It was a good hustle.
Yeah. And to the T1 point, I mean, it's DK, right? You've lost 3 matches in a row. You're playing DK. It's not an easy spot for them.
I mean, they were pretty reliant on Bay, this team, honestly, and that sounds weird to say because we were not very high on Bay in his time in the LCK, but after he went to PSG and, PCS, excuse me, and then went to Challengers, like, it seemed to be kind of like more his stride, and he showed some of his, obviously, veteran experience on this roster, and now that he's gone, the team seems to be a little bit out of sorts. And I also think T1 massively overperformed in playoffs. Like, until playoffs last time, we were like, no, this team's okay. And then they had the great Scion strategy. They executed it very well. They had that Rumble-Wombo combo set up. And then I started to get pretty high on T1. I was like, wow, this team is really good when they're playing at the best. But this is not that, unfortunately.
It's not the same.
And I hope that they can bounce back before we get to the midway point, you know, at the end of round 1, because 1 and 4 there's still time, but 1 and 4 is starting to be a pretty big hole to dig out of to potentially make playoffs.
It's true. It's not easy to change the momentum as well. Like, it's week after week, it's match after match that we see them, and we're like, you know, we can see the idea, it's fine, we know you have great players, but something's just disconnected. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was Bay's ability to lead the team, his shot calling, whatever it may be. But everybody's got to get on the same page, and maybe it'll just take some time. But for now, DK, they are kind of in their most strong point we've ever seen them. So they're just having fun. They're having a great time here. They are winning. They are stomping everybody they face, not just T1. So nothing against them personally. DK just having their way with every match that they play.
Business as usual.
This one will be no different.
Could go for the flash kick here, is not going to commit. Just wants to chill and help his team while threatening Smash, help his team secure this top inhibitor. Baron has expired. These are just regular minions, but D+ have such a lead they can siege. Uh-oh. That was a close call.
Yeah, has to flash it. There's the Nature's Grasp coming out there as, okay, Thanatos is incredibly tanky. They're not going to... Oh, they finally did. Okay, they got him. They finally killed the Rock. They finally got 1 kill, Wolf. As,
Look at
okay,
Lucid go.
Second kill.
Not sure about that.
And Lucid went a little bit too far. Maybe a little bit of happy gaming here from DK. Pulbay is still full health, basically. He does have a uni, so with the Spare Rush, he's just going to run away.
He's just going. Okay. He's not going to be able to take out that Nexus turret, but 2 inhibitors down. Third one does survive up there in the top lane, so...
Elder Flip angle?
No, I'm going to say no, actually. I'm going to say I don't think that's going to happen, but this fight here, a lot of resources used for T1. They still have to defend their base. Thanatos with a really nice ult there. It was actually beautifully played, while both buying some additional time, but also turning so beautiful after tanking so much. Lucid going for the flash kick play here, and not really the angle he was looking for. Does end up going down after we do see Thanatos die, after doing a lot, right? But now, you know, we get to a point in this game where T1 are like, D+ are like, well, we have 2 inhibitors that are pushing. We don't care about this Drake. And they're really just kind of, like, they might ult tab for a minute, wait for that Baron to spawn, because there's not really a play to make unless they move to As5 to top lane to take out that inhibitor turret and get that inhib.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that's really valuable for them. They want to make sure they maximize all the gold and all the experience they can get on the map until that Baron spawns. So it's going to be a Drake they don't care about, which they do take. Passes some of that time. Like, we're already down to 30 seconds left.
We're getting closer.
And, I mean, they've already prepped all 3 waves. So if T1 try to come over here and contest this Baron, they will be walking into a no man's land. And then eventually, D+ will just start Baron. And that's going to be their win condition. They just push top to end or push to either of these lanes. TP is up for Dahl, TP is up for Poby, trying desperately to relieve some of this pressure. But here comes that Baron on spawn. Where is D+? Exactly where you thought.
They can 2 or 3 man this, I guess. counts.
Thanatos on the edge.
And he's about to break. That is the charm into Forest as he gets in. Actually, he got into that pit. Not the cleanest take from DK, but the smite was clean enough. And the rest of the team not really able to follow up here as Dolly's got an angle onto Pulbay, but he has Spirit Rush, so just going to follow up. In goes Lucid, and not even Melio can help the Cassante this time around. Doesn't matter how many power picks you get if you don't play the game to the highest potential. DK, they're going to get these respawning inhibitors and look to end the game.
I'm voting Pulbay. I'm doing it again. 3-0-4, perfect KDA, great impactful plays.
I vote for Bible. Okay, Bobby. Just giving it one last go. A little bit of a lot of a Hail Mary. As Moonlight Vigil's going to miss, but the Rock does not miss, not even once. As down will go the Nexus, and down will go the game. It's another 2-0 for DK as they take out T1 in this one in pretty quick fashion. Game one, a little bit closer, a little bit slower, but DK here in game number 2 put them out of their misery pretty fast.
Thanatos looking like he was having a lot of fun that game. He had a big grin on his face when it ended, and yeah, that is the end of tonight's games. Backing it up, business as usual, wrapping those cords around the keyboards, and here for T1. You know, it's another rough one. I think Forest a little bit disconnected, but more than anything else in that second game, the laning phase.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Come on!
It's like a Captain Falcon remix or something.
Songs go hard here at Challenger.
They do, they do. Not as hard as D+, though. No one goes as hard as D+. Not even the music, not even, come on, guy. You can't do it.
That guy was going pretty hard, though.
He was, yeah, but was he going as hard as The Rock? Like, even Dwayne Johnson doesn't go as hard as Thanatos did this game.
True. Maokai did the most damage on T1. And
that's not ideal.
I think that's a lot of like sapling damage, right? It didn't really have to do with like Forest having a particularly strong game.
No, he certainly did not, unfortunately.
Yeah. They were never really in a position for their Azir and Jinx to do damage anyway, so don't read into it too much, guys. I know you love the numbers.
And Melio's damage does not
never relevant.
It doesn't show up on like when he empowers people, and his passive doesn't actually show up in his damage, so it always looks very low. But that will also tell you a lot about Jinx's damage this game. As like, you're like, oh, okay, Melio's damage is all in Jinx's damage too, and it's still sub 7,000. So, yeah, it wasn't. There was never really a point in this game where T1 were relevant. Unlike game 1, where there was actually a significant portion of the time where they were keeping it close until one big mistake. Back to the drawing board, I think. Not a bad draft here from T1 at all. It was kind of their take on what we saw from D+ in game 1, but the execution was not what it needed to be. I don't want to beat a dead horse on this one or continue to talk about it, so I won't. I'll just say I think Pulbay should be POG. Yeah. I didn't see who you voted for.
Like we said, I voted for mid. At the end of the day, DK are just god tier right now. So anybody who stands in their way, they will mow down. And that's exactly what happened here against T1. Didn't matter who they were going to face. Next week, we are going to have DK against TRX, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So that's going to be a very interesting matchup.
I think that's next Monday, actually.
Still favoring DK.
Yeah, I am too at this moment in time, but we have seen upsets. I think it could go 3. I think it's going to be a big banger next week. As
not just a banger, a big banger.
A big banger. Just like Saturday's matches of the LCK. 2 big bangers. That makes 3, really, if you add them all together.
Huge bangers.
Large.
Sizable.
And factual.
Factual. Awesome.
It's not subjective, it's objectively large. Big.
Yeah, Thanatos was great. He played the Malphite, and he smashed some people. So, yeah, still performing well, just like the rest of his team, including Pulbay, who picked up the POG this time around again.
Unsurprisingly, on Ahri, doing 27% of his team's damage. But it is now time for the solo Pulbay interview that we will not be involved in.
No, Wolf, it's time for the Caster and Chat Community Corner.
Which today has been
C4.
This or that segment for us.
This or that. Orianna or Kiana? Which Ana is your favorite?
Orianna easily.
Orianna easily? Okay.
Kiana's not fun for me. I don't play assassins very much, except Kled, but he's not really an assassin.
What is Kled? Who is Kled? How is Kled? I wonder how he's doing.
I don't know.
How's Scarl? He's always running away.
Seems not good based on what Kled is saying on those voice lines.
What patch were they playing on today? 13.11. Next week, on Monday, it will be 13.12. So...
I like when Valdez answers the questions.
Yeah. I mean, it's right there. I got to answer it, right?
So...
YouTube chat is losing its mind again, so...
Japanese curry or Indian curry?
Ooh, I'm going to go for Indian curry.
Whoa.
I know.
Controversial take. I'm going to go Japanese, but
it's
like...
more diverse. Like, there's way too many different kinds, you know?
Because so the Indian curry has more types of curry. Japanese curry has more types of toppings and things
Yeah.
that put into it.
Yeah.
So...
LCK or LPL world champ this year.
Don't make me do it, man.
Not biased at all, but LPL.
Yeah, same. No offense to our region, but right now it's not looking like it's going to be us. But that's okay. It didn't look like it was going to be us last time for me, and then DRX
you never
won.
know.
So
CS feels it came in. LCS will be there. They'll be in the
probably.
tournaments. I think.
I mean, the tournament did eventually start, so that's a good sign. Because for a little bit there, they were like, we might not be at Worlds actually.
About as if you were about to die IRL, but a blast cone could save you. What would you do? I would take the blast cone and live.
Okay, yeah, good.
I mean, blast cones are bad because they deny action and they're somewhat RNG, and players don't use them proactively enough for them to be a positive influence on the Rift.
I actually prefer a stomp of League than a stomp of Overwatch because in Overwatch, the like a really hard stomp usually just leads to like spawn camping and the game just stops happening. Like eventually in Overwatch, the game doesn't occur anymore, whereas in League, a stomp means that you get to see fun stuff all the time, and there are usually like really complex reasons as a team why the stomp can happen.
Who's a better assassin, Kled or Ornn? I'm gonna say Ornn.
I guess I'll say Ornn also.
Kled kind of. He's more of like a one-on-one or like frontline dive.
He's a duelist.
Type. Yeah, he's like a duelist.
Yeah.
Ornn is more of like, okay, I'm gonna breathe fire onto you and like hit your backline and stuff like that. So who is Paper? Ivern. He's a tree.
So fellow LCK casters, whoa, I didn't know we had another LCK caster called Empire's Vision, but welcome. I mean, it could be a different language caster that we don't know.
True. Could be. What did he ask? How's your week coming? It's Monday. Today's the beginning of the week.
Well,
yesterday was the beginning of the week.
There is no esports weekend anymore.
I went to a cat festival yesterday. Wolf,
I commentated Kart Rider.
Yeah. Maokai is also a tree, sure. Maokai could be it. Ivern is thinner? I don't know. Best vacation location in Korea.
In Korean.
In Korean. Do we have to say it in Korean?
No, I mean, I think they just meant to say in Korea.
Where's that place that you really liked down south?
Yosu is where I used to like to go a lot.
Used to? What happened? You still do?
I just don't have any time to go anywhere anymore, but... I've been traveling a lot since COVID ended, so I haven't spent as much time traveling in Korea. I still think Yosu is like my favorite place to go, I would say, but it's not for everybody. Did you take your cats to the festival?
No, it's like... No, like, it's a festival of, like, cat products. You don't take your cats there.
Yeah, it's like a...
That's Charlie, by the way.
Yeah, I know that.
Gatoran's my sub.
No.
So is Timmy. We're going to have to make a Bobby sub soon for my new kitten. Bobby. He's crazy.
You got to get in there.
Yep.
So if I had to assign a description to each of you casters, best looking, smartest, funniest, strongest, who would be which? I'd be all four. And the other ones would be like...
Obviously, Wolf wins in every category, so how can we even... I mean, if it was those 4 categories, who wins?
I don't think I win any of them.
Who's strongest? That's Max, probably.
Probably.
Atlas. I guess you're the smartest. No, the issue is that, okay, so Chronicler's the best looking, right? And Atlas is the strongest. So one of us has to be smartest and one of us has to be funniest. But neither of us are very funny, so...
Yeah. All right, I'll take smartest. You can be funniest.
I'll be the funniest. Yeah, I'm just really funny. That's me, the funny caster.
Is Duckdown the most attractive man in the world? I would say, unfortunately for him, no.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he looks good, but like,
the world is a big place. Okay, there's a lot of attractive.
yeah, there's like competitions for that.
Yeah.
I also don't know what he's looking like these days because I don't get to see him.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time talking about how today on the Monty Wolf show about how I know Juhan exists, but there's very rarely proof of this, but he did appear after Kroko had that game 1. Very little proof, but I have seen him that Fate exists. I'm like, there he is. He's right there. I know he's there. They can play him.
Yeah.
I have not seen Duck Dom at all. I do not know what's going on with him. Sadly.
We don't know.
Thank you, Kasengi Cat.
Thank you, Live Jiv. You can do whatever you want. We're not going to tell you what to do. We might give advice from time to time. An Annie-sized Tibbers or a Tibbers-sized Annie? Tibbers-sized Annie? 100%. She has magic.
Yeah.
I mean, that little bear isn't going to do anything.
Well, I mean, what if he...
Is he immune to fire?
Well, does he also, like...
Can't you just punt him away?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a Tibber-sized Annie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Because even if he had his, like, when he appears, like, the damage impact, it wouldn't matter because he's small, and Annie wouldn't care. And then
she has Molten Shield. What does Tibbers have? Who do you have winning challengers, DK? Who's your dark horse?
Dark horse kind of feels like maybe Hanwha right now. Like, I don't know.
Is DRX a dark horse? Then, if so, it's DRX.
I don't think the second place team is a dark horse. I don't know if that's what dark horse means.
Yeah, then I'll have to go for Hanwha Life Esports. The third place team. I don't know if they are third. They were in 6th earlier, but they did win. Is there a champ you want to see more of in any lane?
Maybe. I'm like, I actually want to answer this like carefully because I want to have like a. That's not my answer, but
that's my answer. Singed.
I think we could see more Orianna. I'd like to see more Orianna overall, especially in this meta where Engage is so important. I think she offers a lot. She does a lot of damage. She's getting buffed. Give me that Orianna.
Who are you betting your home on? We don't endorse betting. No, to take 4th LCK World spot, assuming T1 Gen.G KT. DK?
It's either DK or Hanwha. I'm trusting DK right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of, they did take the 2-0 and are still in first place, undefeated 5-0.
What
if
you
guys missed it? Hanwha won 2-0 as well.
I just thought of something. What if the LCK DK team keeps losing, but the LCK Challengers team keeps winning? What if they go like 18-0? Is there any chance that the DK Challengers team could play in the LCK?
I don't think so. Okay. But I mean, what
about Thanatos?
If they kept losing,
what about Lucid in the top lane?
I mean, I think one of the interesting experiments we could see is putting Thanatos in for a really easy matchup. But D+ have already played their easy matchups for round 1. Like, the schedule gets harder from here, so now is not the time. But maybe in round 2, if they start to stabilize in the rankings, like maybe next time D+ plays against Bro, put him in and see how it goes. But I don't think you can take Kana out during any of those important matches, and I don't think they will. So we're just gonna have to keep waiting until Thanatos goes to another region. Sad but true.
Depends on the amount of money that he gets offered, or rather, that DK gets offered for his contract.
The new LCK
should
rules
be large enough.
The new LCK rules coming through make it pretty likely he's gonna leave, I think. But we'll see.
Atlas, you can gamble your obols.
Did you see the Bro standings change there? They fixed it the last possible second before it faded away. That was tricky production.
Will Kwangmung Freaks win tomorrow? They get their first win.
No, I don't. I'm not going to predict that.
Yeah.
Will
if I had
the
to
Sandbox
predict,
take their second? I don't think so either, unfortunately.
DRX are insane.
I think tomorrow is pretty straightforward. But I would love to see an upset. But I think Jiwoo will be back. I think he will do some crazy stuff. And it'll be enjoyable, to say the least. I think Nongshim have a fun plan in mind. But this will be, of course, Chronicler and Atlas tomorrow.
Yeah, the best looking guy and the strongest guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refer to them as that from now on. Are Ox and Laura joining the Challengers cast in the future? Maybe.
Anything could happen.
Is Vital playing in CL now? We don't know, but we'll know tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow when the rosters come out, we'll know, but it's not announced yet.
Take the stage for the sandbox.
They've avoided doing it for so long, and the sandbox is still struggling here. I think if they were going to do it, they would have done it already, but they have not. So I think it's not time yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
But when it happens, I guarantee you, it will be all over the internet. You will know about it long before it happens.
Yeah, it'll be announced. It'll be on Twitter. It'll be everywhere, actually. It'll be on Pinterest, MySpace, Dig, Obelisk, or whatever you said earlier.
Orchid, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we didn't get our 9 games today. We got 7, which is pretty cringe. Like, if we're going to have a small amount of games, make it 6. So that, like, last Monday, we, like, smashed it out. We're like, okay, we're done. Fast, quick, fun. It was fun.
They're just
even
not
that best of
letting
3
us-
wasn't even that fun.
Just not letting us have the 6 or the 9. Those are the 2 that you get.
The 7.
Just the 7. 8 would have been just as bad, to be honest.
Yeah. 8 is just as cringe, at least.
Yeah.
Just ask Ox. He knows all about the cringe.
I just want 9. I just want 9. Please give me the 9.
Well, you're gonna have to wait for 2 weeks from now, which is when the next time you and I will be.
Can I look up what's
on
happening
the
then?
Monday, sure.
Before we
if
leave?
you have time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Do
saying.
you
Like,
have time?
do I have time? We'll find out.
They're about to say stop comment. It's not up yet, but you may have time.
Okay, DRX Nongshim, not looking promising. KT Hanwha, kind of promising. And then T1 Gen.G. I don't think it's a 9 gamer.
That's a 7er.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, you got a look at 2 weeks in the future on Monday to see if we'll have 9 games. We didn't get to today, but hopefully next time we do, or maybe even next week, we'll give them another one, sure. But now we have to please closing comments. So we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you on Wednesday for LCK, and tomorrow for Challenger League. We won't be here, but others will. Have a great night, and see you next time.